All right, cool. So, yeah, let me just put it here. Right. So, um, um, what am I saying? We've just released version 0.1.0, right? And with this release, it was centered around being able to upvote and downvote a question or an answer, right? So let me just reiterate what Study Center essentially does, right? So we know that with um, the, the the changes in how we learn, right? You'd know that before COVID and everything, we were able to discuss past papers with maybe a friend or I don't know, whoever you study with, right? But now, because most of us study remotely, right? Being able to discuss past paper or being able to discuss a certain topic taught in class or in a specific module is a bit tricky, right? Because you spend most of your studying alone, right? Instead of when you were able to study with a friend, maybe at the library or whatever study place that you guys would study. So now, Study Center tries to allow you to be able to discuss any academic content that you might have done for that module, right? But not only that, we try to make it possible to discuss it at the smallest level as possible, right? And with online discussions, there is the need to be able to filter out what is important in all of the conversations, right? So being able to push to promote what's valuable in the discussions and then push down everything that's just noise, right? This ensures that anyone that's trying to go through that discussion, this might be a blog. I saw that Twitter is implementing it now, whereby you are able to upvote and downvote some of the responses to a tweet, just so that at the top, it's always what's valuable. This is like a common trend that has always been there when it comes to online discussions and forums, whatever the case may be. So, with this release, it was centered around that to enable you to be able to upvote a question, as then saying this question is important, it is useful rather, right? And then when you upvote a question, the author, two things happen. Their reputation. So the system has two reputations. We have what we call a user reputation. This is an overall reputation. And then we have a user module reputation, right? So these are just indications of how valuable the community finds you, right? How other students or members find your contributions, right? So it marks you as someone who's knowledgeable in what they are talking about. That's user module reputation. So that one speaks specifically to a particular module, right? And then there's the user reputation, which is just a reputation of your existence in the system. So it aggregates all of your user model reputations and it comes to if there's a formula in place and then it comes to then say based on all of your participations, this is how much we then say you are worth, right? Based, and this is not done by the system. And whenever someone upvotes or downvotes your contribution, these two values get recalculated every time, right? So that's point number one. That's part number one. That happens whenever someone upvotes or downvotes your question. Part number two, of which I think it's a bit interesting, right, is that Study Center is designed in such a way that I try to promote rather, rewarding you for each and every bit of your contribution. I have been a student. I know how tough it can be being a student. I know that there are days when you don't have money to buy bread, right? Whatever toiletry that you might need, right? So I think it's only fair that you get rewarded for your contributions, for any contribution rather that you make. You see, so now whenever someone upvotes your question, right, you will then get rewarded in points, which are then translatable into money that you can withdraw into your bank account and do with it as you see fit, right? So obviously, I am currently self-funding study center, so the reward is a little bit less. But the idea is that as the community grows, we will get to a point where the rent point per rent value increases, right? So now, if I was to show you, let's just go to the website. Yeah, let's go to the website. I want to show you uh, how much can I make in a week. So yeah, there's no cap on that, right? So I just want to show you how much. So this is just purely for uploading past papers. I'll add another section for rewards, right? But essentially, as you can see here, you can earn 50 cents, which is worth of points for every uploaded paper. I think I will show you guys when I show you. Okay, here's what I'm looking for actually. 1 point currently is worth 10 cents, right? Yeah, I was looking for this. 1 point is currently worth 10 cents, right? 10 cents might look like a small amount, and it is, but this can quickly become a huge amount or a large sum of amount depending on how much you contribute to the platform, right? So I've and let me show you what I'm talking about for this release. So again, for this release, past paper download counts. So that's another feature that I've implemented. I'll show it to you guys in a minute. So upvoting and downvoting a question, upvoting and downvoting an answer, as well as marking an answer as correct. Let's get into it. I've been talking for quite some time now. Let's get into it. As you already know, you don't need an account to access most of the functionality here. So I'm just going to go ahead, and 2 and 2 has an example question. So as you can see right now, I know that it's exam times, right? So these are the past papers that are listed for 2 and 2. Understand? So I'm gonna go ahead and let's start with this one, with this feature over here, which is past paper downloads count. So what I went ahead and did is that now you are able to see how much a past paper was downloaded. So you see with this past paper, it was downloaded once, right? And remember that each past paper has some form of metadata. So we can see that this past paper, not all questions numbers are listed, but we've discussed this previously. Let's focus on this release, right? So now I can see that for question 1.1.a of this past paper, there's one question asked. This is that example question that I was talking about. So this question paper this question has 4 views and 2 answers, and it was asked on the 16th of May by this user called Mankhwanyan. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right. So as you can see, this question, let's say maybe you then find this question to be useful, right? You can then upvote it, right? So currently you have to sign in, obviously, to upvote it. If you don't have an account, go ahead and create an account. I have an account, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign in. Right, so I'm going to sign in as Mankhwanyan firstly. Right, so Mankhwanyan is the author actually of this question, right? So if I was to then try to, obviously you can't upvote your own question paper. So those are some of the guidelines. You can't upvote or downvote your question paper. And then this answer was also contributed by Mankhwanyan. Same again. You cannot mark your own answer as correct. But these are some of the mechanisms that I've put in place. And again, this is nothing new or unique to Study Center. This exists across the internet when it comes to online forums as well as any form of discussion um, on the internet, right? But now let me show you something. So if I was to go to, I don't think there's a balance. Yeah, there won't be any balance. Yeah, so you see, so far, this is just money that was this user got when they were uploading these question papers. But what I'm gonna do, let me sign in with another user. Then I am going to upvote this question paper. So you see that right now, Mankhwanyane has 0 for user reputation, 0 for user module reputation, right? So now I'm going to sign in with another user, but first I just want to copy this link and then I'll come back directly to it. So because when I sign out, it's going to take me back to the home page, to the website landing page. So I just want to paste that question link here. Quickly go to it, right? And then now I am going to sign in with this user, Hotatsu. No, is it Hotatsu Tlaka? I think it's Hotatsu. This is Hotatsu Tlaka. I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah. Okay, Hotatsu. Because all the users I'm looking for. No, man. What's the password for this user? Let's see. All right, cool. So now, Hotatsu is going to try and upvote this answer, yeah, Mankhwanyane, right? So Mankhwanyane, there we go. So now I'm going to say, okay, Mankhwanyane, I find this question to be very useful. So this question shows research effort. It is useful and clear. Gonna go ahead and upvote that. Oh, shucks. Oh, shucks. So there's this, again, you need to have at least 1.5 user module reputation to cast a vote. Oh, man. All right, so I'm going to do something. I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. I'm going to update this logic so that I forgot that I can't upvote due to that. So this is, again, it's just to prevent people from being able to just cast votes in J randomly. So right, so you can only cast the vote once the community, you are trusted by the community. So I'm just going to quickly make an update so that I can demo this for you. All right, give me 2 seconds. All right, cool. So I just went ahead and I redeployed this functionality. I've updated this and I redeployed. Let's just quickly refresh this page. And while I was redeploying that, I actually came to a realization that for the time being, right, the minimum threshold required to cast votes and things like that actually has to be 0, just for the time being, because if it's at 1.5, then no one is going to be able to vote, because at the moment, there's no user that has a user model reputation that is greater than 1.5, right? So I went ahead and I set it to 0. So let's see if I can cast the vote now. All right, so it's casting the vote. So 1 vote was added. Okay, I also need to make this to be updated as well, but let's just refresh this page. And then let's see. So you see now the user reputation for Mankhwanyane has increased. I think I just got an email as Mankhwanyane. Yes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and read the email for you. So Hotatsu voted your question title, blah blah blah, as useful. Points and money have been allocated to your wallet. Nice, cool. So now, what did I want to say? So now, you see, Moshore, user module reputation for Mankhwanyane increased, but the user module reputation is increasing slower in comparison to the user module reputation. So you'd see that the user module reputation increased by 0.1, whereas the user module reputation just gets aggregated across the system, all modules, right? Nice. So now I'm gonna sign out as Kgothatso. Then I will sign in as Mankhanyane so that we can see if they actually got rewarded, right? Because remember, the rules say whenever someone upvotes a contribution that you made to the system, then you should get rewarded, right? So let's sign out as that one. Then let's go ahead and quickly sign in as Mankhanyane. Right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and sign in as Mankhanyane. Okay, then I'm just going to view the profile for Mankhanyane. And then let's see. All right, so as you can see right now, it says const 212 Q&A upvote, right? So there they go. They got 10 cents. You see? So for upvoting, they get 10 cents. And now the balance is increased by 960. This is amount. This is money that you can then later on withdraw to your bank account. I haven't implemented that functionality, and I'm thinking that you're gonna have to have a certain minimum amount in your wallet before you could withdraw it, because I mean it just makes sense from a banking fees point of view, right? But now I know that Kgothatso, I mean this user Mankhanyane, Kgothatso actually contributed an answer there. So let's just go again to 212. Yes, I know that Kgothatso, but I think let's just keep using the Kgothatso contributed an answer as well that Mankhanyane can mark as correct, right? This demo is taking too long. I'm sorry about that. So you see this answer was contributed by Mankhanyane, and I'm currently logged in as Mankhanyane. Technically, I should not be able to upvote my own answer. Let's just try. Yeah, you cannot mark your own answer as correct. You should also not be able to upvote it. Yeah, you cannot upvote your own answer. Nice. But then you see there's this answer here, Kgothatso, which says second set answer. So now we're going to upvote it first, right? So now Mankhanyane is upvoting Kgothatso's contribution. You see, it was posted on 18th of March by Kgothatso. So they got one vote. Then we are going to mark it. I want to see actually something. You see this one, it has 1 point. Let's see if it's going to come first. I want to see if I do sorting. Just want to see. There we go. So you see that's what I was talking about, whereby things that are found useful go to the top. So you see now, this one, just because it has 1 point, it came to the top, and then this one went to the bottom. Nice. So now this answer is going to go ahead and get marked as correct, right? Marking an answer, right? Answer marked correctly. Then you're just gonna fetch. So wanna know, one of the user reputation in Kgothatso increased again, and their user module reputation is 0.6 in comparison to this one, because remember they got marked, which then they got 0.1 for module reputation, increased to 0.1. Then when their answer got marked as correct, then their user reputation increased by 0.5, right? So I'll document this on the website itself. So now I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna sign out as Mankhanyane. Then we're gonna sign in as Kgothatso, just so that we can see the amounts that they got for both. So let's sign in as Kgothatso, just so that we can see the amounts that they got, money that they got for having an answer upvoted as well as marked as correct. Kgothatso hasn't uploaded anything, so they were still on a 0 balance. So I wonder for upvote they got 10 cents, and then for Q&A being marked, their answer being marked as correct, they got 50 cents. So in total, they have uh, they have 60 cents. It's a small amount, but just imagine multiple people keeping upvoting your thing because there's no cap on how many times your contribution can be upvoted. So those, let's say you have 10 people per day or per hour rather upvoting your question. So they're what? They're 24 hours in a day. This is just a hypothetical scenario. 10 people per hour upvoting the question for 24 hours. So in a day, you would have made 24 Rand. As a student, 24 Rand times 5 days, let's say make that consistently in a week, that's over 100 Rand. I mean, I can get a broto, I can buy bread, and I can buy electricity. Trust me, 100 Rand as a student, that's a lot of money, right? So now let's check this. Did I implement this page? Yes, I did. So now you could see that. Um, so they just got 10 cents. They got 1 point rather for that upvote. Then they got 5 points for the thingy. So that's essentially what this release was all about. And I hope, yeah, man, I hope you guys are gonna find it useful. And yeah, can't wait to see you guys, how you guys use it and what you guys think of it. This is a rather long one. Sorry about that. Demos should ideally be less than 5 minutes. I'm sorry about this. Hopefully next time they'll be shorter than this. Sharp.